not even gonna lie, that sounded so legit too. Like, it was like fantastic. Oh, I'm not gonna stop talking. Please.
Hello. Thanks for clicking on our faces. Tonight, we are giving you 2 for the price of 1. We're going over What If Season 2, episodes 4 and 5. Yeah, 4 and 5.
Hello. Absolutely.
So,
And, you know, real quick before we break into this, because we are doing 2 episodes. We would have done it yesterday, but yesterday was Christmas. So we want to say Merry Christmas to you guys. We hope that you guys had a great time on Christmas. I know that you, Cedar Superior, you was in a cookie competition. I think my best friend was robbed, but because I know that you're I've seen your work when it comes to picking judges. But shout out to KOKO.
Shout out to KO Kids. Shout out to me because yes, I was robbed.
I don't think your cookies was as good as his, but I'm this is coming from a biased individual, by the way.
But yeah, so Merry
Unbiased.
Christmas to all, and and however you celebrate. We have a comment in here, so let's see what's going on here. So much for burning the midnight oil. Look, we're busy. It was holidays, okay? Sheesh. But now let's get into these episodes.
Please, lead the way.
Episode 4. It was pretty much what if Tony Stark was transferred over into Ragnarok, the movie.
Sakaar.
Yes,
Sakaar. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sakaar. And I like the dynamic between Iron Man and was it the Grandmaster or whatever?
I love the Grandmaster. I feel like each episode, and first off, it's not Iron Man, it's Metal Mojo Man.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get that right. But Grandmaster, I feel like each episode had someone who was like a standout. So episode 1 was Howard the Duck for me. I couldn't think of anyone for 2. 3 was Justin Hammer. And episode 4, I gotta go and give it to the Grandmaster, who is portrayed by, oh my god, I'm blanking on his name, Jeffrey Goldman, I believe it is.
Yeah, isn't it Goldblum?
Goldblum, thank you. And he is just so zany and just nails it. He does such a great job in playing this role. I had to even look this guy up. I said, yo, this guy is so good. And I had to look up, and damn, he wanted to correct me. Thank you for that, Jeff Goldblum. Sorry.
Goldblum.
It was something gold because he is gold.
Yes, he is. He's been acting for a long ass time. I remember he was in was it Independence Day or one of those? Was it Independence Day or Jurassic Park? Or
it could have been Jurassic Park, but did you also know that he was a jazz player?
No.
I when I looked at him, there was like jazz and like he's a musician. I had no idea. I didn't realize how talented this man is. I just want to learn. And he's also in those commercials. It's
Apartment.com.
Yes.
Making them coins. We love to see it.
Yes, he is. Absolutely. At 71, good for him.
He was great, and he looks great for 71. Wow.
I agree.
But he was Grandmaster, of course. We saw another more familiar faces. We got Krog again. He's in like everything now this season, so he's back for this. We got Valkyrie was in this episode. And of course, Gamora, she was like our antagonist through most of the episode. And what did you think about her portrayal? For one, I didn't check out the
voice.
The voice actors. Was it actually Zoe Saldana or was it
somebody else? No, I don't believe it was her. I actually was curious to see if it was Valkyria was played by Tessa Thompson. I wasn't too sure because I knew obviously Iron Man wasn't, but I do want to give credit to the guy who did play it because I was watching it back a little bit and I was like, he does a pretty solid job trying to, because it's hard to Robbie Downey Jr. have some big shoes to fill. So that's hard to fill. But I thought the guy who did voice Tony did a great job. But what did I think of what Gamora? I'm sorry, you was gonna ask.
What did you think of Gamora?
Gamora was fine. This is Gamora before she met Star-Lord. So she's still on. I got to kill everyone because that's what my dad told me what to do.
Yeah,
I thought she did. I thought it was fantastic.
So apparently, Tessa Thompson returned to voice her role as Valkyrie, but Gamora was not Zoe Saldana. So that's interesting.
I'm glad they got Tessa. I love Tessa.
It's so weird because sometimes these voices don't even sound like them. So Tessa Thompson was sounding kind of different too. I don't know what it is.
Isn't it amazing? Because I know we're going to go into episode 5 in a bit, but like I felt like some of these voice actors, they did a great job nailing their counterparts. Because there's a lot of times where you can tell the difference. Like, oh right, that's a voice actor, right? But then there's times where I was like, were they able to get this person?
Hold on, am I invisible? Am I invisible?
No, you're not invisible. Roderick, how dare you? You guys see my co-host right here. See the superior.
Hello?
Yes.
Roderick.
Yeah, Roderick. Get it together, Rod.
But yeah, so and also it felt like it had a little mashup of a little bit of Mad Max in here with the
with the cars.
Yeah, with the chariots, right?
You know what's funny? I'm glad that you said that because I think that shows the difference between both me and you, right? So you said that because you watch movies, right? I immediately thought Mario Kart. I said this is the most violent version of Mario Kart I've ever seen in my life.
I can see both. The reason why I was like on the Mario Kart was because they weren't really like, I don't know. It felt like just the overall colors, like the desert colors. I was like, okay, Mad Max, right? But yeah, I can definitely see the Mario Kart comparisons. And when they finally were getting down to like the last second, because Iron Man called him out. He was like, look, we can do this race. If I win, I get, control over this planet pretty much. He gets to be the new Grandmaster. And if the Grandmaster wins, he gets the Iron Man suit, which doesn't seem even, right? This exchange doesn't seem to be quite even. But Grandmaster, of course, takes it. And he has everyone in this thing. He's got Valkyrie, and he's got Gamora, and he's got everybody trying to get
I forgot his not bodyguard, but the one who he always tells to do stuff. I forgot her name, but she was in it too. Yeah, I forgot her name because she was great in this too. I thought that I remember something you mentioning a few episodes back where you said like for like this is 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, right? And to be able to build this world, I thought that she did a great job to stand out.
Yeah. And her staff that melts anything. Very, very interesting.
That's what it was. It was like a what was that thing on Loki? I forgot what that thing was called. It was a thing, the thing, and it was supposed to zap you out of existence, and then you was like in some other place. I forgot what it was called, but that's what it reminded me of. Is what I was trying to get.
I don't know. In Loki the show or Loki?
Yeah, Loki. Yeah, yes, Loki the show.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I was concerned for me. I was like, you was there for the reviews.
Yes, I was. Now I remember. But so Tony was able to pull through with the W at the last second.
This was a fantastic race, honestly.
Yeah, great racer. But of course he had his help. Gamora had to, come in with the assist at the end, as did Valkyrie. So once he got that W, he ended up giving control of the planet to Valkyrie, which I thought was interesting because she always seems to find herself in this area where she becomes like the leader by, almost.
Well, it's like Thompson. I mean, honestly, she should be the president right now.
I see.
Yes, she should be the president right now. It shouldn't be someone who can barely open his eyes. I think, I would give Tessa Thompson everything that she wants. So yes, I think it was great. But also too, if I can point out, you mentioned that, but that also came because I forgot what the second the second person in the chair, right, for the Grandmaster. She was getting ready to prune. Thank you, Dan, because he says the prune stick. He was getting ready to prune Tony, and she did some kind of way to just like get her out and prevent it. And then the Grandmaster, which I thought was great because he gets hit with it and he melts. And he says, "Oh, yeah. I'm melting." And they said, "Ooh, this feels good. Oh, this feels great. Wow, I feel very loose." He's I wanted more of the Grandmaster. He was just so fantastic in this role.
But that whole melting thing was
Wizard
a
of Oz.
callback to a reference Tony made earlier in the episode when he was asking about. He was saying, "Oh, he's the Wizard of Oz" or something like that. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah. So
I was
that
going to
I'm
say that.
melting. That's from Wizard of
Wizard of
Oz.
Oz. That is a terrible. That looks so terrible. By the way.
Yeah, it looks gross, and the fact that he was still alive after it is even like more.
Did you
doubly
stay for that
gross.
end credit? Because I didn't realize it was an end credit until I was on Twitter and I saw it. But like I didn't know because I usually right after the episode I just turn it off. But I also there was an end credit where he's melted still and
Yeah,
he's
and
asking
talking.
for and still and that's just gross. But I think we should before we go into episode 5, we did a quick review on it because Thanos was still, he sent Gamora to go after Tony, and after this race, because you think that. Oh, Gamora had a change of heart. And when you see Gamora go like, Tony, I can't go back to Thanos without you. And I'm like, whoa, we're about to get like our really first kind of bad ending. And I feel like that's something I kind of want in the What If, because What If shouldn't always have a happy ending. So when you see her and he's like handcuffed or whatever, and he brings him to Thanos, and Thanos, who is voiced by the fantastic Josh Brolin, and he said, "I expected more from you, Iron Man." And and then you hear Gamora go like, "Oh, he remember someone finally remember your name. Let's get him, G." I gotta sit here and say, someone said this on Twitter, and I agree. Thanos on the What Ifs have looked completely weak, very much weak. He does look weak. I can name 3 accounts. The one with Ultron, where Ultron zapped him out of existence the first 6 seconds he saw him. Episode 1 of season 2. Where you see just nothing but Thanos' helmet. And then this one, he's just getting poked by his daughter. And I think he even looks and he says, "What am I doing here?"
I think Disney is at a crossroads because at some instance they can't really continue to lean back onto Thanos because they have to make room for new villains to kind of have a shine in a spotlight. But at the same time, because they are going back to these kind of grandfathered in characters, you can't tell their story without bringing up Thanos. So I almost wish that they would invest some of these what ifs into other properties like, Shang-Chi and maybe Shuri and like, some of the other, the Young Avengers that they have, kind of into that.
I'm glad that you're saying stuff like that, where you're saying maybe touch into other properties and everything like that. Good stuff. Like I would love for them to touch on the Eternals because maybe they can make it important and fun.
Maybe it's like if we're trying to transition into a new villain, even though that's kind of in flux right now thanks to the whole Jonathan Majors debacle. I just really want them to focus their attention elsewhere so everyone else could follow suit. But
and honestly, and I'll touch on this real quick. I just think they're going to recast. I don't think they're going to get rid. I think they're going to recast. I just think, and we're going to go into episode 5, but I think they're going to go into the recast because they've already invested so much time into King the Conqueror that it just don't make sense to bring in another. To me, it don't make sense to bring in another villain. Like it would just seem, it wouldn't make sense to me.
I agree, especially considering like if you regularly watch Disney and like not just the movies but the shows, there is a big thing about Kang. Like Kang has been known about for a while, but honestly, if you only really pay attention to the movies, he's only had Ant-Man, and he got his ass kicked in Ant-Man by some ants. So I'm like, if they want to recast, they definitely have the room for it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm here for a recast as well. But anyway, that was episode 4. Let's hop into episode 5. Now this episode is about Miss Peggy Carter, Captain Carter. Now, I like Captain Carter. Like, I think she's adorable. I think that she's getting the job done. I like this dynamic between her and Black Widow.
Love that.
Yeah, very interesting. And it reminds me of when Black Widow and Captain America were in Winter Soldier, the second movie, when they were kind of like buddy cop a little bit.
That's really the combination there. Someone said it on Twitter, and I was like, totally. Like you said, not Falcon. I'm sorry, Winter Soldier and Black Widow, because it was a combination of both movies, especially when we get to the later part of this episode. But yeah, I really enjoyed that so much. I mean, the banter between these two, it made me go, I would be down for a series of them just going on a road trip kicking ass.
Yeah, it would be cool to see. Like, and the fact that we had a little love story in this one, it was like, okay, Stephen Rogers didn't actually die. He's still alive. And what's this thing called? The Stomper or something? Was it?
It was called the Hydra-stomper.
Yeah, the Hydra-stomper.
Mm-hmm.
Now this was, I don't know, the whole Hydra-stomper thing. He didn't really seem that menacing. Didn't really seem that, it just looked like a big heap of trash, right? But apparently,
well, that's what Steve Rogers is.
Well, oh no!
You said it.
I did not. Actually, this whole episode made me realize that I would be here for another Captain America movie, even though we're not going to get it.
We are getting another Captain America, just not with Steve Rogers.
But I you know what I mean. I want another Steve Rogers Captain America.
No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that Benedict Arnold.
I want to see it because honestly, like you already know how I felt about that show, Falcon and the Winters. I didn't like that one too much. Wasn't for me. So I'm like, do I want to see that on the big screen? I don't think I do. But I would want to see more Steve Rogers. But that's just me. Maybe and I say this.
Well, you can you could totally go see Steve Rogers. Just go in your kitchen and look at the trash.
Oh Lord, I guess. Like I do realize we do have to move on. So okay, well, I'll make space for the new Captain America. But still, this episode made me very nostalgic for a good Captain America movie, like an old school one. But we get Captain Carter, and she is so much, still in love with Steve Rogers. She's trying to look past the fact that he's been killing folks since 1958. And she was like, "Oh, that's
like most people." We'll go ahead.
Yeah, like Captain America did his lover Bucky when he found out he was.
I know, right? Right, all these bodies left on the ground. No, I don't think Bucky meant it. What?
No, he didn't. He's not himself.
No, it's you know how he gets when he drinks.
But Fury wasn't. He let her in and Natasha in on the fact that he's actually still alive. Right. They were able to kind of locate him and kind of incapacitate him and bring him to this island where Natasha ran some tests on him and let Captain America know, or Captain Carter know, that he's still the only reason he hasn't aged as much is because of the suit. Yeah, and if she were to take him out of the suit, he would, instantly.
We just put him in the grave. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they're still kind of grappling with that while she's getting to know him a little bit. He's kind of seeming more like himself. And they end up going to this like shanty town. Like it's made up like it's like the 1950s. And it's all like robots and, like fake people. And what did you think of that when you saw it?
I said, I would not want to be here. Just plain simple. I would not want to be here. And the way you said it was the 1950s and there was nothing but a lot of white faces, I said, I definitely wouldn't want to be here.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, one of them shot Black Widow. So I definitely know I would have been attacked as soon as sight. So I know I wouldn't want to be there.
Yes. But also on this like island, right? It was what's them folks that Black Widow came from? What are they called?
Oh, I don't even know. I just call them the Black Widows.
Yeah, the other Black Widows. Let us know in the comments what the name of those things.
Well, we got Dan says it's a Fallout shelter from a Fallout game. Melina, aka Mama. Yes, Black Widow. We're going to talk about it.
Melina, aka Black Widow.
Mm-hmm. That was the mama.
Yeah, her. So, but she's fighting against all of these other Black Widows.
Black Widows.
They are on the island with them. And eventually, like Dan said, Mama Black Widow comes out, and she's kind of in awe of the fact that Captain Carter's there, because Captain Carter, has been that girl for many a millennia.
She had a movie. They even said she had a movie, and it was a musical.
Yeah.
I mean, you've made it when you have a musical.
Yeah, you sure have. But speaking of, don't go see Willy Wonka if you are watching it now. Not a good film, in my opinion.
We got to talk about this when we go off air, because that's interesting. I had no intention to see it, but the way you said it, I just want to hear your thoughts after.
I fell asleep. I'll tell you that. But
that's not good.
Yeah, but what happens? They said that there was like a little turncoat situation, right? Fill me in, Jack.
You're talking about
Rogers?
Yeah, Steve. Yeah, they thought that they reprogrammed him and he was working with them, but meanwhile, this was a setup from the whole jump just to bring them to this island. And then you got Peggy, who is just like, I don't want to fight you. I want to be with you. Stop it, Steve. Stop. Black Widow's getting her ass kicked by a bunch of these other Black Widows. I thought it was great. Not that it was great, but seeing Black Widow, she's finding all these things. And we usually see Black Widow. She can usually take. It should be doing 1v2, 1v3. Should be holding her own, right? And then Mama Black Widow goes, put your back into it. Punch her in the face. And there was one spot where he said she had a bad knee in 3rd grade. I said, yo. Damn. And one of those girls kicked her in the knee. My knee buckled. My knee buckled. So Black Widow's gonna ask her, and I did like this one scene where I think it was Carter. She got hit, but then transitioned to Black Widow. I thought that was well shot. I thought that was really, really cool. So I think it was really good. It was a lot of good action at this point.
Now, was it just me, or did one of those Black Widows kind of look like Tiana Taylor with like a little afro? Did you notice her?
I did notice it, but I didn't think that. But I did notice it. She was kind of the leading one. Because like when they were chasing her, she was always leading, and then the other girls were following behind. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
so I was like, okay, Tiana Taylor, that might be you. Might got to get a little check, a little coin from Disney. But at the end of the episode, we got like this end credit scene where she was Captain Carter was zapped into like she just kind of caved into the ground, right?
Right.
And it was this weird like reddish glow that encapsulated her. And she wakes up and she sees a different kind of Nick Fury. And I don't know what the heck he was wearing, but this isn't like, modern day Nick Fury. This is someplace else. Yeah. And also we got Wanda. So what did you think about that? Do you think that there's going to be, I feel like clearly they're implying like a possible season 3 of What If, because
there is a season. So, what's funny? I was on Wikipedia and I always just keep up just so like when it comes to the description, just so I can get an idea for writing in the description or whatever. But I saw something that said season 3. So we are definitely getting a season 3 of What If. We got Silhouette animated. No, you came just in time. We hope that you we're still going to talk for a minute, but we hope you catch the replay and just join for the conversation. But we're definitely getting to season 3. What do I think? So real quick, I thought it was hilarious. The Watcher, right? He doesn't really say a lot. He watches. Give a narration and all that stuff. But when the red light is going underneath Carter, he says, "What the hell is that?"
Exactly.
I feel like that was the most blackest thing I've ever heard the Watcher say. When he said that, I was like, "Yeah, what the hell's happening?
What is going on?" So episode 8 is going to be the Marvel 1602 episode. Oh. And I know that they have Agatha coming out eventually, right? I wonder when
I hope they come with the song.
Oh yeah, it's Agatha all along. It kind of feels like what was that old show back in the day? Not Addams Family. There was another one.
Well, it was like The Monsters.
Yes, that's what it feels like. But yeah, apparently they're doing that on episode 8, so I can't wait to see that.
Good job.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting that we do get to see Wanda. And this is apparently like an older, ancient, Renaissance-esque version of them. And I wonder how Nick Fury will be faring in that time period, but we'll find out soon.
I'll shut up. You're laughing because I think you already thought the idea.
Those are the 2 episodes, guys. And how come they're waiting until episode 8? We still got episode 6 and 7. I wonder what
that's how they keep us going. That's how they keep us going.
We'll be here to watch it with you, to recap it with you. Thanks for watching it with us. And join us tomorrow night for episode 6 of What If.
We got 3 more episodes after that.
Yeah. And we'll be recapping them for our and your enjoyment. But thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye. See you later.